These two functions will need to be integrated because there's a sign here which says integrate with respect to x. These two functions are composite functions with the linear function. So we will integrate them according to the rule. This rule is generally for this general function where you have a linear function within a polynomial function. What we will get is 1 over a, this is what the rule says, over, this time we'll put the function in here, ax plus b. We add 1 to the exponent and we divide it by n plus 1. I've gone through this in a previous video, but this time I just want to work on those two particular functions. So if you look at the first function, there doesn't seem to be much similarity to the general function. So we need to rearrange this function to resemble the general rule. So we'll start with 10 over, but this time instead of writing the root of 1 minus 5x, the first change we'll do it is by making it to the half. The next stage we'll do it one more time. We don't want anything in the denominator, so we will move the denominator into the numerator, and to do that you're going to have to change the exponent to a negative. And now we can start integrating because, as you can see, our function now resembles the general function. There is an ax plus b. Now what we need to do is identify the a. 1 is not the a. The a is going to be the negative 5. So it will be worthwhile for me to actually highlight that. That's the a. Also, the 10 is just a constant, so that can just come out anyway. Notice that I've used the integral in here at the beginning. I also used the integral sign here, and I also used the integrand sign here. But now we will be integrating, so we will lose the integrand sign. But we will just put the 10 in front here, because 10 is going to stay. And we've got 1 over a. So I will write down multiplied by 1 over negative 5, because that was our a, and rewriting the 1 minus 5x. Now we're going to have to minus a half plus 1 will give us a half. And this must now be divided by a half. Now it looks very awkward dividing it by a half. If you know that the procedure, it's probably better to already write it down as, I'll just show you. First of all, let's just get the 10. Then let's also do the 1 minus 5. Now that half will really be 2 over 1. And we continue with our 1 minus 5x to the a half. Can you see what I did with that a half? I changed it to 2 over 1. The 2 is now in the numerator and 1 is in the denominator. So tidying this up and multiplying 10, 1 and 2 together, we'll get 20. And multiplying the denominator, we'll get minus 5. And leaving the above, 1 minus 5x to the power of a half. I haven't yet. Now I don't like the to the exponent. We usually like to now change it back into the root. And also we want to simplify this. That means that this can be just 4 and 1, okay? So now we finish off and say that's equal to, I'm going to go one more time because I had a minus 1 over here, and I'll write 1 minus 5x, and this time I'll root it. No, I don't like we don't need the 1 here at all. And so I'm slowly showing you bit by bit. You don't need to do these steps at all. This is going to be just minus 4 root 1 minus 5x. In all this, from above here, we should have already started adding the c. c plus c, because every time we're integrating, we need to add that c. So add all those c's. And now I'd like to go through the next one, which is 5 over 3x minus 2 all cubed dx. So remember, I don't want anything in the denominator. I need to change it so that it is in the numerator. We're still just rearranging, so make sure you leave that integral sign there, and you just write 3x minus 2 to the power of negative 3, because we've put this in the numerator. So we'll continue on here and take out the 5, because 5 is just a constant. We can now start integrating it, and we're going to identify the a value, and the a value is the 3. So we will multiply it by 1 over 3 and leave the 3x, the linear function as it is, raise the minus 3. Minus 3 plus 1 will be minus 2, and therefore we will also divide it by negative 2. We can multiply all the constants. 5 times 1 is 5, over 3 times negative 2 is minus 6, and we'll rewrite 3x minus 2 to the power of minus 2. But we don't like negative exponents usually to finish off, so we will just write this down as 5 over, we're going to write 6 underneath there, and we can write 3, the linear function here, to the power of 2, not to the minus 2, we've just put it below. And what about the negative sign? I don't like the negative sign being there. It looks sort of weird. I think we'll just put the negative sign above with the minus 5, because the negative sign can be either with the denominator, or it can be either with the numerator, or just right in the middle. So I like it best there. And naturally I need to add the c. Okay, more integration to come in the next video, so subscribe and like. Thank you.